When and where were you born?
I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, in, on April 18th, 1961. Well, I think in schools in general there, we didn't really have the stereotyping of what girls could do and what boys could do. I never thought about black men being able to do something or not being able to do something, since the school was virtually all black. And I never thought about being a girl and being able to do something or not be able to do something, because it was an all-girls school.
You obviously didn't stay in Jamaica. You ended up moving. What was the climate like? What really drove the move?
Political upheaval. We left and joined. My father had brothers in Boston, or Arlington, or a suburb of Boston called Arlington. School was it was mixed, but it was sort of but it was very unintegrated. It's sort of the white people were with the white people and the black people were the black people. And we were, my brothers and I, we were sort of our own thing. And in fact, I took a lot of verbal abuse, and in fact got beaten up once by black kids. And it was, I mean, in retrospect, I realized it was, it had a lot to do with, I came in and we basically I was sort of top of the class, if you would, relative to these black kids. Not a pleasant year, basically. That was my introduction to America. And, and somehow the white kids, I guess they didn't really couldn't care less about me or whatever. It was like the black kids are there and the white kids are there. We're all in the same class, so I don't perceive that I ever had a friend, for the entire year. Anyway, got into Boston University, went there, and actually kind of a similar situation, more grown up version of it. One of the white girls there seriously asked if I'd ever seen a car before coming to the US. I was like, yeah, I've seen a car. We actually have them in Jamaica. And I think somebody asked me if we lived in trees or some. It's like, no, don't live in trees. And we do have cars. Stereotyping of Jamaica, it's all about weed and stuff. And as I tell people, I never saw weed until I came to college in the US. It is all over Jamaica, but we never had it in our house. I never had it in anybody's house that I knew. But then it's like you get to college and it's like all over the place. It's like I never saw it until then, which I think half the people, when I told them that, didn't believe me. But that was truth. I don't know what the American dream was supposed to be about. There are many things about Jamaica that I think were much, a lot better, if you would.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact that we're a third world country. And now in retrospect, as I have said in many a board meeting, I'm like, if I had grown up and gone to school in this country, I don't think I would have a PhD. My parents with my brother, who was in Washington, D.C., while I was in Boston doing college, my parents were experiencing a lot of racism around just educating my three brothers, and they moved to a neighborhood, an area where that was like the best schools in the county, just outside of DC, and it was just very difficult for them